cities got flooded. It was absolutely horrendous. But it was one of those nights, and of course, young girls driving a car, didn't have the experience, and of course, a wet night, and so forth and so on, and they obviously went too fast into the corner, overshot it, and went into a truck on the other side. Again, inexperience. Young girls driving cars. Well, they started to drive, but don't be taking on big journeys like that when you don't have the experience. To slow down. The car doesn't do the same thing in the wet or in the dry, or in the wet that it does in the dry. Basically careered across the road, and the 4 of them or 5 of them are killed instantly. Now folks, as you can see on the sign here, welcome to County Mayo, Vio. And I mentioned that to you already. It was named after a monastic site not very far from my mother comes from County Mayo, and my grandparents came from here, and everyone belonging to my mother's side of the family came from this county here, more over to the left, just at the foothills of Croagh-Patrick, where St. Patrick, as I say, climbed, and of course people still climb, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing as a pilgrimage. About 30 to 40,000 people on the last Sunday. These are the Mayo colours, by the way, you can see up there, the red and green. About 30 to 40,000 people climb Croagh-Patrick on the last Sunday of July. Normally it's a nice sunny day, and you climb up to the top, and of course there's mass up on the top of it every half an hour. There's a church built on top of it, right on top of Croagh-Patrick, and of course that's where St. Patrick, as I say, fasted for 40 days and 40 nights like our Lord did, and an angel, as I said, mentioned also, was supposed to have appeared to him and told him that the Irish people would never lose their faith. That's what he said, and that's what was written down by him. We know a little bit about St. Patrick because he wrote 2 books, a letter to Coroticus and his Confessio, like the Confession. Confessio was written by St. Augustine. Very, very same thing, basically the story of his life. And of course then you have all these kind of revisionists today saying there must have been 4 St. Patricks. That's a load of rubbish as well. St. Patrick never went further than Cashel, County Tipperary. He mainly dominated the north and the northwest part of Ireland, a little bit down as far as Cashel, but there's no stories of him being further down the country, i.e. down in Cork or down in Kerry. There are no stories or anecdotal stories of St. Patrick coming through here. Where my grandfather comes from, there's known as St. Patrick's Hill, where St. Patrick did go through on his way over towards, he's supposed to have knelt on the ground there overlooking the valley. There's always anecdotal stories about him. But Mayo called, there's a monastic area outside between Castlebar and Westport, in a place called Ahagaur. That's what it means, Ahagaur, which basically means the field of the goat. Gaur is a goat. Ahagaur. Basically, that's what it means, the field of the goat. And that's where there was a monastic site called Mayo, set up again by monks who came back from Iona in Scotland. Saint Columbanus, or Saint Columba, who had basically brought his monks, who were basically the same people that wrote the Book of Kells that you would have seen, the monks from Iona in Scotland resettled in Kells, and then some of them went down here to Mayo, and of course gives the county its name. Again, another